Semi-final action inbound. Oxygen trying to make the run of their team's life. They got to get through NRG next here, Subi. He's almost here, chat. He's almost here, chat. We're gonna get the game.
I don't even know how that happened.
You're gonna hear Subi's illustrious voice in your earballs, and I'm excited for it. LJ gonna start things off on the kickoff, and Justin and Toasty gonna try and tag team this one to Krasix above the box, cleared away by Garrett. Already, we're seeing Oxygen on offense.
Oh my, and I cannot wait for this matchup because Oxygen has looked very hot today. And you know, when they were going up earlier today, I thought, okay, this is gonna be a blowout. This is what's expected, but no. They learned from their mistakes and then came back in this matchup. And, you know, I wouldn't be surprised to see the same thing happen against NRG, just kind of seeing what they're going to bring out and changing their gameplay in between matches.
Oh, they get the demolition on the goal line. Take out Squishy and take goal number 1.
Great heads-up play here coming through from Krasix. And you see him come from the backside. Squishy didn't even see it coming. And that's how you start off game number 1 against NRG.
He made the pass play, landed well in the top of the goal to roll around and get the demolition on his exit. Well done. Excellent car control. Now Oxygen will take the lead in game number 1. Another demolition on a Squishy, maybe helping pave the way, but there's going to be some defenders here for NRG. Justin will get this one out, and Squishy spawning in the near corner. It's going to be a cramped rotation from NRG, who have spent the entire game so far on defense. They'll finally break out into offense here, then they'll make it count. Justin crossbar down to tie the game.
Wave, look at how quick Justin gets up to this ball. The defenders definitely had him beat, but he just jumps a little millisecond earlier. He's able to tuck it underneath the crossbar. Good answer there from NRG. Didn't take much time, just 20 seconds later.
They responded very quickly. And in their, I believe, their first drive on the offense, too. Maximum efficiency here. NRG, 1 shot, 1 goal. LJ. Out to Krasix, who sets it up for Toasty. He's airborne up against Justin's. Got to drop it underneath him, but Justin has the read. Garrett Gino in his corner will stall the ball out and lose the secondary challenge to LJ. Need his teammates to come in and pick it up for him. Now Squishy, cross midfield line. Toasty to the side. He'll try to stall things down, see if he can get his team back on the offense.
And you're seeing, you know, the adrenaline dump had already happened from Oxygen Esports. Kind of slowing down here, and Justin trying to beat LJ on that goal line, but LJ had him red. But I expect to see Oxygen keep up the aggression. I just don't think it's going to look like that first. Oh, what a pass from Squishy!
No.
Got it behind Toasty, backdooring in.
Oh no, big miscommunication on the goal line here. Squishy able to pinch it behind Toasty, and then he and LJ not really sure where to go. I think Toasty expected somebody to be coming out of net, maybe expected LJ to turn on that. Didn't know what to do, hit his brakes for too long. And now his team trails by 1. A little under 2 minutes gone. Toasty now off the wall. Looking to make a comeback. Set it up for Krasix. Garrett G will block him at the point of contact, and Squishy will challenge LJ in the corner. Takes it back to the ground, pinches out to Toasty, sends it to the goal. Justin will have this ball, no problem. Chase it out himself, looking for the transition on the offense.
Wow. Immediate aggression there on that demo and turn, and big miss there from Toasty in that side corner. And gotta be able to hit those to keep that offense going. But Wave, how frustrating does it gotta feel to just have one simple mistake, and it's less than a second, and immediately you get scored on at these high levels.
Rocket League, the game of blink and you miss it, the game of pixels. You make this the smallest mistake and it will cost you a goal. Justin out through the air, challenged by Toasty. He'll put it over the back of both frontline defenders for NRG, and Squishy on the back line will pick it up. Gets a pass 2. Loses the ball to LJ in the corner. Trying to set up Toasty. Too strong. The touch will put it past his teammate, and they'll have to reposition for another drive. This one's Justin off the wall. Lofted for Garrett G, but LJ has it off the backboard. Connects with Toasty on the outfield pass, and they'll move it to the NRG corner. Back around the field, reversing direction. Squishy's able to send it out of his goal. And now the pass from Garrett and Justin gets this one down the field. A little bit of an opening given by Oxygen, but they'll collapse on it quickly. Not get scored on just yet. Still the 1-goal lead for NRG with 2 minutes left to play.
Yeah, you saw LJ close that door real quick once he realized the draft was coming through, and Krasix gets denied by Justin. But so far, I'm impressed with how well Oxygen are hanging with NRG. But hold on, because Squishy got the ball. The pass to Justin, and just like that, it's a 2-goal game.
Look at this pass. Squishy sizes up the offense. LJ sees the respawn in the corner as well, threads the needle, and Justin will slam home goal number 3. 3-1, NRG looking hot here in the opening of the series.
And how quickly Oxygen have cooled off on offense. Yeah, the ball has been there for a long period of time in the opening, waning moments of this game, but it's been, you know, few and far between here, as this isn't really going to push NRG to do much on defense. You're just throwing that ball at the back wall, and NRG, some of the best back wall defenders in the game. They've seen it all. Toasty puts a hard shot, but can't quite find the mark, and almost a minute to go here, Wave, and still Oxygen chasing 2 goals.
We'll need to find them very quickly here. Need to find the first one quickly to give themselves time, and this one's an opening. Can he dunk it? He can! Toasty does it here with 59 seconds left on the clock. They're right back in it.
Oh my, just gets this right around Squishy, and Squishy's so close to catching up, and all it takes was just squeezing that ball in, reading where Garrett G's coming from, and just positioning himself correctly to bring Oxygen within 1.
Now Garrett G on the kickoff. This one goes to Toasty on the delayed touch from his teammate. Krazik's now over 1, Justin to the wall. 49 seconds left. Krazik's in the corner trying to pass to LJ. Garrett G will track along with this ball and avoid the dunk. It's a neutral challenge against Toasty, who puts it underneath Squishy. It's up to Justin here as Toasty's putting pressure on him. Justin quickly attacks to give his team a quick win. Let Garrett and Squishy move around behind him. Across the box now, Toasty makes the save. It's to the side, and LJ will try to pick it up. Squishy will be the first to challenge him, then Garrett G. Garrett G picking it up on the dive and tackle. Justin out of the corner.
And it's so interesting to watch this defense unfold from NRG, only being up by 1. You know, Garrett G stayed in net until that ball crossed midfield, and that's a little too far, but less than 10 seconds to go here, and the ball's on the blue side of the field. They have to go the length.
They do have to. They were right there, too, and just too strong of a touch off the backboard might have ended it here, but no time on the clock. Toasty over the top of 1. Krazik still on the ground. Toasty onto the backboard now, but 2 defenders up there going to make this impossible to read. It will touch, and NRG will take game number 1.
They hold on and weather that early storm from Oxygen. You saw all of the demos, all of the bumps coming out on that goal line, and NRG just stood firm, didn't let it get under their skin, realizing, hey, that's a part of this new Rocket League meta, and we're just going to roll with the punches. And eventually, NRG's offense, too powerful to deal with, and it was all because of those infield passes. So hard to read, especially when you have Justin and Squishy. I mean, when Justin has the ball on top of his hood, what are you going to do? You got to challenge the 1v1, but when he has Squishy available to his left, it's just so difficult to read.
There's too many, the dual threat option. NRG always going to find a way to use that one here, but having to do so much work on defense as well. 13 shots out of Oxygen, 10 saves NRG had to put up. But a lot of those shots did not seem that dangerous. There were no diving saves out of NRG, so a little bit of a vanilla start for Oxygen. Good pressure, good midfield control, but very unproductive there. Meanwhile, 5 shots, 3 goals from NRG, significantly more efficient on offense. We'll see if they can carry that here into game 2, or do Oxygen find a way to find the back of the net a few more times. As Toasty looks for Squishy, not going to quite get him. And Krazik's with a challenge. Squishy puts the ball past him as well. Now Justin passed in the midfield, but Garrett all the way in his back third, and Squishy rotating around. Goes no, somehow, no way! Justin's touch goes to Squishy, then back to Justin for goal number 1.
You better keep your head on a swivel when you're playing NRG, because just like that, a pass leads to an immediate shot. And not just a shot, but a fastball right down the middle of the net. NRG just having their way with Oxygen right now.
Yeah, LJ's touch goes just too easily to Squishy there. Both Squishy and Justin were in rotate out mode. They knew Garrett wasn't there on the support. They were both a little low on boost, so hey, let's just move back. LJ's gonna hold on to that. Oh wait, no he doesn't. He gives the ball straight back to us. Let's go for round 2. Now here's Garrett. Up against LJ on the wall. Justin now off the corner, back in front. Toasty's closer to the bar, and he'll push that one down midfield. Squishy over the top. And LJ he wanted to jump for it, but then didn't know what to do, had to reground himself and burns a lot of boost out of the tank. First minute will come and go with NRG on top here in game 2.
That's a great defensive demo there from LJ. Open things up, give himself an offensive look, and Toasty couldn't quite find the angle. That was a tough redirect, but hey, I'm loving what we're seeing right now, and I agree with you. The Oxygen offense definitely has been vanilla. Oh, what a save, and a scrum in the orange half, but they break out. But I agree, Oxygen looking vanilla on offense, but you know, bits and pieces of sprinkles are in there because we're seeing how good they are at getting out of their defensive half. We're seeing those passes, and I love seeing that transition.
On that infield pass they had about 20 seconds ago, they had Justin completely caught alone in his half. He was going to have to defend, and he wasn't, I think he was backwards in net too. I don't think he was in a position where he could just straight up tackle and take away time. I want to see them take a little bit more time on those shots so that the accuracy can be there, that the shot was so wide. You know, infield passes, definitely a high-level mechanic. Well, these teams are all well and good enough in the mechanics department to pull those off. See them take advantage of those situations, make it a little bit more difficult on Justin.
Oh, what a challenge.
Wide open, Justin's not going to miss. 2-0 NRG.
What a 50-50 here from Squishy. You think he's going to rotate out. He just stays in because it's a soft bounce out of the corner and just puts pressure on Oxygen. And Justin is there for the cleanup. No one home in net. And that's a tough one for Oxygen because if you have someone in net, yeah, sure, but your offense isn't going to start fast enough to be able to catch NRG slipping. So it's kind of like darned if you do and darned if you don't.
There's decisions you got to make, and it all comes out of clean touches here, but LJ with the setup on the wall, and Krasix will crash the box for goal number 1 for Oxygen.
An immediate response, and that's a great pass there from LJ. What a catch to get that flip reset mechanics on display from the young guns of Oxygen.
What a pass indeed. And that's Oxygen on the board. Can they make the comeback here in game 2? LJ to Krasix now. Nice setup there. Krasix puts over the backboard, and Garrett's going to reach for this one. Traps it and actually puts it back in front of the box, but this one's over the top of Toasty. He's going to need LJ to come in, and Squishy and Justin both crash on top of it. Krasix has to play defense, and he'll get it to his corner, but catches himself on the wall. He won't be able to immediately pick up control, and just Squishy's got it over all 3 players for goal number 3.
There goes 1, there goes 2, and I'm going to just put it over the 3rd. What a read off the back wall from Squishy.
Brilliant control there, and all enabled by Krasix not holding drift as his wheels touch the wall after making the retreating save. He's not behind the ball. Squishy gets a little bit extra time with it, and the one thing you cannot give players like Justin and Garrett and Squishy is extra time. They will take advantage of it every time you do. And now a 3-goal game, or three goals for NRG, a 2-goal game we've got here in game 2. Squishy trying to connect with Garrett and Justin over on the side wall with Krasix and Toasty now coming up the midfield line. Justin to the outside. Garrett versus LJ drops to Krasix under 2. Justin's going to reach this, dives across, is able to get the block on the shot and the follow-up dunk. Justin keeping his net clean for now, only allowing 1 goal so far. Oxygen with their work cut out for them here in this best of 7.
That's a great catch there from LJ, but of course, Squishy's sitting there waiting, positioning so crucial, but a 3v1, great pass in field, and there it is, baby, right over Garrett G.
This is the infield pass that they need to be able to beat NRG. Krasix, and then 1 touch from LJ, played behind the defenders, shoots to the inside post, and it's a 1-goal game again. They got this far last time though, Subi. They got 1:20 left this time, a little bit extra time to try and find the equalizer goal. And this looks like a good start.
Right, yeah, unfortunately, this is not horseshoes, so close doesn't matter. You've got to be able to tighten things up, and they're doing a great job of it. I'm very impressed with how far they've come along and how quickly it has happened, but NRG, one of the best in North America, and they have just proven, you know, you give them an inch, they're going to take a mile, and you just have to play perfect Rocket League if you're going to take them down, especially in a best-of-7 series.
LJ slowing this down with Krasix underneath him. Garrett G will challenge in the corner and get a bump on Toasty to open things up. Krasix has to dive back and cut the rotation to keep Justin from pressuring for another goal. Squishy now. Off the wall, trying to block Toasty. He's not going to find it, but Garrett G gets it now. Squishy breaking down the field, looking for the goal. He finds the bump on him, paves the way for Garrett to get a 4th goal for NRG.
What are you supposed to do here if you're LJ? You're trying to avoid the demo. You get pushed into your own net, hoping you can come out of the top. But at that point, Garrett G's already fired it. Top shelf, nice and hard. Great offensive play there from NRG, and I love seeing Squishy take that fullback position.
Yeah, Squishy's field awareness there is the thing I'm most impressed with. I think LJ's doing his best to get back, and he has to recognize Squishy is not going for the ball very early. He had a split second where he could have jumped after the first flip. If he doesn't make the flip back, he's not getting back in time to make the stop no matter what. So he has to make that initial flip. Then he needed to jump and get in the air again. At this point, though, 5 seconds left. NRG looking for a 5th goal on the road. And they will absolutely secure game 2 as well. Looking hot here in our series, trying to get to the finals.
Absolutely, and this is one where you wonder, does Oxygen take a timeout here or wait to go down 3-0? Because the way it's looking, they need to figure something out and how to stop this high-powered NRG offense. But I'll tell you what, man, when NRG is the most successful, it's when Garrett G is playing selfless. He just got his first goal of the series, and he's okay playing that third-man role, just saying, okay, Justin, Squishy, take over, do your thing, and I will hold down that back line. And when need be, he is okay taking the 1 or 2 and, you know, styling on opponents when necessary. But it is so fun seeing one of the best players in the world just kind of sit back and relax and let the young players do their thing.
And a similar stat line here with NRG blocking the overwhelming majority of Oxygen shots. They had 4 saves on the 6 shots. The big difference, though, is the productivity from Oxygen. Only 6 shots here in game 2 compared to the 13 they had. Over double, or they had half the shots here in game 2 that they had in game number 1. So the midfield significantly more dominated by NRG. Man, Oxygen, that was the one thing they had going for them in game number 1. So kind of back to the drawing board here, maybe needing to get physical in game 3 to change things up.
I agree. Go back to that physical gameplay because we saw how the aggression was working, and sure, they did lose game 1, but it was a lot closer. Came down to the, you know, final minutes, and that's a good, clean clear there from Squishy to just make the Oxygen offense kind of guess where that ball's going, goes into the corner, and look at them just slowing it down to get this ball into the blue half.
Oh, 2 players in this corner, too. LJ does adjust to regain control, and he's got 2 NRG players in front of him. He's going to win with that touch. So Justin in the backfield now. Going to blast it up the mid line. And they nearly find the crazy retreating pass shot. Garrett off the wall. Krasix will beat him to it, get it across the box. And 2 players move this one out. Krasix now trying to take it to the sky. Just keep this one on offense, get more shots, and Garrett G finally has to make a worthy save here. A well-played ball from Oxygen. Sent away by Garrett G.
Well, and he couldn't just sit on the goal line either because Oxygen was coming down that goal line looking for a demo, so he had to go up immediately. And again, another jump-off pass. They have the right idea. The infield plays are starting to formulate, but, you know, the more time that they try those and they don't work out, the more time NRG is going to see him coming in a 1v1 situation.
Oh, Squishy with the delayed flick on LJ. He got them both. Squishy has had the solo plays from beginning to end. Watch pass 1 and then pass 2. Watch Squishy go.
And then he jumps over the 3rd right there. All 3 Oxygen players getting put on display right there for a highlight reel goal for Squishy.
Posterized. NRG not giving an inch in this series. It's Toasty trying to defend Garrett G. Pass 2 now, looking for the soft touch. Actually goes to the bump, and Squishy was not ready for the bump. There was definitely a shot opportunity there. And now looking for the pass to Justin. Toasty will handle him well and give the ball to LJ. Justin will stop it at midfield. Goes for the dribble himself, challenging Krasix. Ball drops neutrally to midfield. And Squishy, a miss. Toasty's got an open net. If Garrett G can possibly the block. No, it's off the crossbar. Toasty just dove too aggressively and didn't size up the shot well.
Oh, you got to get those ones. Not many times are you going to find yourself in an opportunity where all 3 from NRG go and the net's open. Sure, it was only for about a second or 2, but that's all that they're ever going to give you. You got to make those moments count.
Justin has to take this to the corner now. LJ going to try and find another one of those moments, but
that's
Justin
open.
sends it away, and Garrett G's got a completely open net to shoot at as the midfield offense was demolished. Here at halftime, NRG threatening match point.
I mean, this series has been just bang plays from NRG. Once a demo happens, a shot put on target, and they are just rolling right now like a snowball downhill, and they just continue to gain momentum.
Oh, close one there on the kickoff. LJ does deny. As Justin will look for Garrett G on the outside wall. Soft touch to stall it out. Krasix adjusts for the control. And Justin comes in and tackles it off of his hood. Now, 3 players here come Oxygen up against Squishy in goal. They take the early shot. Squishy easily reads. Krasix Krasix on the infield pass. It's a nice play, but too soft of a shot. Now LJ looking for the double tap. He's going to have to beat Justin on this one. Drops it to the outside post. Well placed. LJ puts Oxygen on the board.
Oh my goodness, he had his sights lined up on this one. Sees where Justin is, says, all right, I'm going far post, kid. You can't catch up. And Oxygen refusing to go away.
They've kept it within 1 goal for the majority of the series so far, Subi, but yet to take the lead away from NRG. As LJ wins another challenge, here's Toasty up against Garrett, and he stalls them and ties the game. This is a good look for Oxygen.
Just sheer determination to get this ball in the back of the net from Toasty. Goes up and just muscles it into the bottom corner. Well done.
Well done indeed. Can they keep it up though? Can they get the lead? And they need another one, and here comes Justin looking to go right back. Infield pass. Nobody there from the rest of NRG. Squishy trying to take control, and instantly NRG picking up the pace of play. RG puts it in the corner, steals the boost. Krasix will crank this one the entire length of the field, but Justin will stop it in the midfield line. And then the 2v1 goes in NRG's favor. Toasty trying to pick this up. Garrett off the backboard. Squishy with a lot of space. Toasty tries to get back to it. Squishy puts it on the back wall again. Both defenders in an awkward spot, but they get it past Justin. LJ's going to try. Garrett stops the ball in the midfield. Turning back on it. Gets it across the box, and LJ will be there to send it to his upfield teammate, Toasty. He's going to look to try and keep this one high and in control for Oxygen, but Squishy is there just to cause chaos. Justin stops in front of the box. Toasty crashing in. I love the aggression from Oxygen, but so far, NRG's held on.
Yeah, that was a dangerous challenge there. Toasty was the last man back, and he got a much-needed neutral 50-50, and here comes Oxygen in the orange half, looking for their first lead since game 1, about 30 seconds into that game, but since then, it's been all NRG. But there's a great pass infield. Toasty gonna just bomb that up, and that's gonna be an easy clear here for Squishy.
Krasix across the field in the final minute. Garrett G wins a challenge. Squishy's pressuring. LJ onto his own backboard. Here comes Garrett G. Shoots to the outside. Gonna be wide. Justin puts it over the top of all 3 players. No, just 2. Krasix picks up the ball. Now to midfield. Squishy takes it off of him. Onto the backboard. Completely uncontested. The defense of Oxygen has been grounded. Finally, Krasix will get on the backboard, and LJ will take the pass from the corner. But NRG starting to suffocate him in here in the net and burn all the boost out of their tank, and it's just a matter of time. Toasty makes a block. Justin now in the corner as LJ's just trying to keep up with him without anything to work with. Garrett G. Back to the midfield. LJ. High touch, and Toasty wants to challenge, but Justin's there. 10 seconds left. Overtime lurking on the horizon. Krasix and LJ trying to finish it off in regulation. Garrett G's up for this. Blocks it off to the side. The clock will hit 0. Toasty keeps it alive, but Justin puts it into the dirt. No, Squishy keeps it up. Krasix might punish him for it. They're going to try and get the bump on going. Garrett G, no, we'll go to overtime in game 3.
What a dangerous touch there from Squishy in his own half, trying to pop it up. And you know what? I don't blame him. You've got Justin on your team, and probably the #1 player with the most game-tying goals or game-winning goals with 0 seconds left on the clock. But Krasix had an angle, and Garrett G, all alone, denies Oxygen the win.
Oxygen has earned this overtime well. The goal line stand against NRG. They weren't able to finish it off in regulation, but now, if they can finish it off here, it won't matter. Back in the mid, Squishy wins a challenge and it goes to the outside. LJ's going to try and stall this out, but Garrett G's just reading the ball. He got the mid-tank boost. Gets bumped off by LJ, but that's going to cause a double kill on the back line. Here comes Justin. Gets past. He went straight through the slot on Krasix there. And now Justin threw another. LJ to the outside. Justin looking for Squishy. Back down on the edge. Here's LJ with Toasty in tow. Justin gets the stop.
Krasix, wow. Last man back again. Oxygen showing 0 fear here against NRG. I can't tell you the amount of times the 3rd man back has gone for a challenge and gotten a huge one.
Garrett G making him look silly though, dropping into the box. LJ makes an important touch off the edge. NRG looking to get their 3rd game win and go to match point here against Oxygen. Squishy. Playing high, Justin with a miss. LJ between 2 defenders will win the game for Oxygen. They're not out of it just yet.
And he came from nowhere. Garrett G didn't even know he was coming. By the time he realized it, LJ was already in the air to end game number 3 and give Oxygen their first scratch of the series.
They have put a point on the board. They will not be swept, and they can probably rest a little bit easier. You were feeling the timeout inevitable if they lost that game, and maybe some tilt to try and deal with during that timeout. Here they can say, hey, we pushed NRG. We managed to finally actually get that equalizer that had been escaping us in games 1 and 2 and get the overtime winner here. So Oxygen going to be feeling okay, and they're back to their shooting ways. Another 13-shot game here in game 3.
Wow, holding NRG to only 5, and that's incredible. You know, I really thought NRG was bringing it to them on offense, but you know, I was going to bring out how impressed I was with Oxygen's defense. Unlimited boost. So many times I would go to the player cam of everyone on Oxygen, and altogether they had less than 100, and somehow were able to defend well against NRG.
They held on well, and NRG definitely was playing the edges of the box more than shooting from dead center. But still, to pressure a team or even to get NRG kind of like off their normal rhythm is a good play. Is something to be well complimented, and Crysis with a great shot there. Garrett G makes the save. Toasty now up against Garrett. Back in front. LJ's here onto the backboard. That's Squishy. Past him. Crysis is going to have to chase this one down. Squishy's up for it to the far post. Cleared away by Crysis. Justin now putting pressure on as well. Looking for goalies. Not going to find anything. Now Garrett G stalling the ball at midfield. LJ trying to chase down Squishy on the back wall. He'll dodge the demo and get the clear to the corner.
You know, I think NRG is going to find a lot of success here in game number 4 with long, booming clears because Oxygen's getting very, very aggressive, pushing that third man forward. And Garrett G can't get there in time. Crysis goes bottom shelf.
What happens here? Garrett G up for this one, and LJ is able to counter Garrett G's clear. And it pops straight out for Crysis, who's up for the read. Garrett G not going to be able to dive bomb that one. And Oxygen on top here in game 4.
Wow. And very cool. Garrett G couldn't get his wheels back on the ground. That was a great kickoff. And a big miss from Crysis, but Squishy, I think rightfully so, not expecting just an errant whiff on that ball.
That works out for him. Squishy was in position for the shot as well, but respected it. Garrett G tangled up with LJ, pops it over Toasty, midfield, and Crysis plays it back into the orange. Now Garrett G stalling, having to hold his drift just to gain car control. Toasty to the backboard, Crysis already up for it. Squishy gets the block, and it's going to drop dangerously towards the box again, but the third man had already rotated out. LJ now moving back in. A demolition onto Justin will maybe give a little bit of space for Oxygen to stay on offense here. LJ with the pass to Toasty. When the passes have been on the money, Subi, I feel like Oxygen is shooting very well. The problem has been a lot of these passes going a little bit too far ahead, some a little bit far behind Oxygen. We have a very different series if their passing was slightly more on point.
Exactly, but it's tough because NRG is so quick on defense, and that second man who's trying to receive the pass is got to be on his toes, moving a lot, and great defense there from LJ off that side wall to deny Squishy. And let's see if those infield passes come back out now that we're on the orange half.
Close one here. LJ bumped out of play. And Squishy now moving up with Garrett G in the midfield. He's got Justin trying to clear out the goal. Garrett G now looking for goalies as well, but 3 players up for it. Garrett G, if he can find Justin in 2 touches, this could be an equalizer, but they'll slow things down. LJ stalls the play entirely, and Garrett G will eventually touch the ball a second time, but it's just a block. 50-50, and the counterattack from Oxygen is super efficient.
Oh, baby, there's one pass, and it's called the 1-2-1. Back to the 1, back to the 2, and let's shoot it, baby. Oh, the shot placement over Justin's back shoulder. Oxygen starting to feel confident.
Oxygen up by 2 now. Threatening to equalize the series. It's Justin pass 1, Squish with a bump. Justin's up for this one. Toasty's going to try to block him, but Justin hits him with the changeup, waits for the shot, and gets NRG on the board.
That's why you always follow through on these. You never know when a defender's just going to whiff. And Toasty coming through, catching nothing but air. And Justin brings NRG back within 1, and still plenty of Rocket League to be played here in game number 4.
I don't even think LJ's necessarily, or the defender was necessarily whiffing in that situation. I think Justin slows down on the boost and gets the ball slightly later. I think he was going for the block. And as Justin gives it time, just let the player move himself out of the equation. Takes the shot. Well done. NRG now on top. Garrett G. Krasix here. Cross one, Squishy. Sitting in net as Justin gets the dribble out. Garrett G to quickly turn on this one and try and win it against Krasix. Now he's going to pressure both LJ and Toasty in this corner. LJ's up for it. He'll neutralize the challenge, and Toasty comes over the shoulder. Clear to midfield. Well-handled defense in an awkward situation for Oxygen. They're holding on to their lead with 1:30 left to go.
Oh, that's a dangerous touch. Nice soft tap from Squishy over to Garrett, and Toasty, a big touch to put that into the corner. And they're going to get it no clear here. But Krasix somehow regains his composure and able to get the touch there. And NRG starting to feel some pressure here, has just about a minute to go here in game 4. And again, a big miss.
A big fake there from Garrett. Up for it, LJ's trying to pre-jump him, and it'll go behind him, but there's no follow from Justin, so they don't score. 1 minute remaining. Through one. NRG not able to get it through two. Krasix wins well. Garrett G up off this one. He's out of boost now, and LJ in the midfield will try to handle this one. Garrett G picking up the mid. He'll pick up both mids to try and stall out any siege that Oxygen would set up. But a miss there. That one definitely a whiff that Squishy was going to try and punish. Justin now trying to get bumps to pave the way for Garrett.
I think NRG is starting to be a little more cognizant that whiffs are starting to show up, and Oxygen's starting to feel the pressure. But as I say that, what pressure? They're putting it all on NRG.
They get it through him. LJ here wins the challenge against Justin. Krasix takes the shot as the pressure from LJ continues through to the net. And now up by 2 with 25 seconds left. Oxygen absolutely coming to life in this series.
Big kickoff here for NRG, and so smart from Toasty to just get Garrett G out of the picture, keep the ball in the orange half, and make that clock just continue to tick.
Garrett G trying to slow this down, flicks it high, Justin's up for it, but LJ beats him to the ball. 9 seconds left. They need to score on the next touch, or else this game absolutely is for Oxygen. Oxygen have done it and tied up the series at 2 games apiece. We got a series on our hands, Subi.
You know what? 15% of the audience out there thought that this was gonna happen. And you know what? I don't blame them. After seeing 4 games being played, it's been back and forth. Oxygen opened up the series very strong, but ultimately fell to NRG. But Oxygen have figured something out here. And, you know, during the interview, they mentioned that yeah, we've got a plan for NRG. They turn that ball over and kind of just give away possession, and we're just going to be there waiting for it to fall right into our laps. And hey, the game plan's working out.
I love the one thing I've seen from Oxygen that has been very impressive. I think a lot of teams struggle with is the midfield challenges. Again, we saw it in game number 1. They were able to hold it down. And so often, NRG's trying to work their way through that midfield. They're running into strong challenges from Oxygen. Oxygen is matching them in speed, and it's not affecting their ability to position well in the micro department in front of the ball. So Oxygen right now doing everything they need to give themselves opportunities, and they're taking advantage of the openings NRG's giving them there. We got a tie series going into game 5.
Oh, this is the best wave. I love championship Sundays, and anytime that there's an underdog, you better believe I'm rooting for them. Obviously, I'm not going to be biased, but man, secretly, hey, I love those stories. This is what it's all about.
So you're never going to hear me be upset about you wanting a good story. It's Justin here off the wall. Squishy's there. Plays it back. Garrett G is going to be late to this as LJ's there, and he just hung back waiting for the touch. He's going to try and use all of his boost to reach for this, but man, a little bit of an indecision from Garrett G is going to strain him into territories. He's going to come back, actually coming out of the corner. He's going to try and take a shot, but it's wide, and LJ will send it to the edge. Now Toasty, Toasty nearly missing Krasix. Off the outside there, Garrett G now to the upper 90. Toasty will block him. Krasix will miss in the corner, and Justin through one. LJ passed him back. Ping pong here in the side, counter touches from both teams, while the ball's spending a lot of time in the blue half. NRG does not have a hold on it.
Oxygen get that ball through, but Justin, great demo there to give Garrett G a little bit of space, a little bit of time, and that was a dangerous back pass from Toasty. Right now, starting to be a little chaotic in this blue half, a little mistakes showing up, and a little triple committee in those corners.
They haven't been punished for it just yet. We'll see if NRG is able to capitalize and increase their presence in the blue half. in those moments. Again, Garrett G gonna try and close on this. Justin now. To the outside, Squishy. Picking this up and carrying it around the wall, bumping Krasix, but bumps him into the ball, adds some pace to its velocity. And LJ now slowing this down. Garrett G up in a soft touch on the retreat back from Toasty. Gonna make things difficult. Now Justin up against Krasix. Rolls off the wall. Garrett G hanging and taking his time in the backfield. Justin through another. Krasix in front of him, gets it past him. These are the solid challenges from NRG to give them scoring opportunities. LJ with a miss at Garrett G now. Up against Toasty, back across the box, but nobody waiting in the front. Kind of 2-1 position
Oh my.
here. Oh, the drop down, it's off the crossbar. You gotta be kidding me. Garrett G gonna leave it for Squishy as well. Somehow there wasn't a follow-up from that. What am I watching?
Oh, NRG getting away with one. That's what you're watching, Wave Punk, because that should have been hammered home, but everybody misses once in a while, and here comes LJ getting denied by Justin. Man, the pacing that Justin has, it is just so good. He can continually find a way to get to that ball when his opponents always think that they have him beat.
Toasty having to reach for this in front of his box. Here at halftime, nobody on the scoreboard in the most defensive game of the series so far. The winner of this game is on match point. Both teams aware of the stakes. Knowing that the grand finals trip is waiting the winner of this. Here's Garrett G, and the 3 defenders finds the hole and takes the lead for NRG.
Eventually, it was going to happen with the triple commits coming out. You see Toasty and Krasix, and LJ goes, uh-oh, they went up, and I'm not there. And Garrett G smartly puts it far post and in. Good patience here from NRG. They waited 2.5 minutes just for that one.
Now they'll look for another one. Out of the back, but this time, Oxygen starting on offense. A demolition onto Garrett G. Opening up that back post. Here's an infield pass. Well placed, but Justin jumps from the middle, blocks it. Complete wall on defense. Another demolition, though, and Justin blocks it again. The offense from Oxygen popping on all cylinders. The shot's just slightly wide or slightly too slow. Every other piece, though, immaculate.
Yeah, that was great offense, and Toasty was looking for Justin, but got right over his head. Justin to Squishy, and somehow gets it around the defender. Look at this sequence.
Tiniest of passes here. Justin picks it up, and then the soft one just a quarter of the field outside to Krasix. Squishy realizing Krasix still has the left side of the net covered, shoots for right post, and they now have a 2-goal lead in Game 5.
Great small ball play there from NRG. Just making sure the defense is constantly, yep, that's what's going to happen when you send 2 in midfield.
And the kickoff just not going in their favor. Squishy up for this one. Both defenders up, neither of them making contact. Garrett G has an open net to shoot at. 3-0 NRG. With 1.5 minutes left to go, Oxygen needs to get accurate very quickly here in Game 5. As Krasix through 2, this will go to Justin on the back line. Toasty's going to challenge him here. The pre-jumps from Oxygen have been strong. They are where they need to be. They've had some clairvoyant reads off the ground. Following through with it, though. Been a different story. Here's Toasty. Needing to play defense, a demolition on LJ. Now he can advance on offense. He's got a boost, though. Can he use that to his advantage? Is Garrett G going to expect different touches out of him? Garrett G will just take the ball away from him and now move it back up midfield. LJ in the back this time with a full tank. Bumped off the ball. Squishy will look for Garrett G on the far side. LJ cuts off the shooting lane. Final minute. 3 goals needed for Oxygen. We've seen the comeback before. Can they do it right now? Give themselves a chance to go into Game 6 on match point. 49 seconds left. Toasty to flip off this one, leaving for LJ now to challenge. It's onto the back wall again, and here's the shot. Well defended from Krasix. And he'll chase it down himself towards the goal. Empty backfield here, but Justin going to spawn in and get the save. Savior medal for Justin. He's been instrumental on the back line for NRG.
So impressive, Wave, how you can just sense the shift of the tides right now. NRG starting to smell blood in the water, and that there's a grand finals on the horizon. Their mentality completely changed here, and they're just showing you that they are an apex predator when it comes to Rocket League.
Oh, Toasty past one. Garrett G up for the save. And with 7 seconds left, this game all just a formality at this point. Garrett G will fake out Krasix, and Justin will leave it on the ground. 3-0 dominant win here in Game 5. NRG on match point, 1 match away, 1 win away from the grand finals. Oxygen will take a tactical timeout.
Big timeout here. Got to win 2 in a row against some of the best in the world. And I'm very curious as to what their strategy is going to be, because NRG has continued to shake things up, continued to change their game style. And you get a good look at them. Obviously, you got to stand up, stretch out, just kind of do what you can to shake those nerves, because it all boils down to the next 5 minutes.
Yeah, it does not seem that this is a time to discuss strategy for Oxygen. More just everyone take an individual mental reset. The coach finally saying something, but no one else speaking. And one of the players looks like maybe has gone to the bathroom. Yeah, in these moments for me, it literally just the getting out, moving my physical positioning can make a big difference. Just getting up, standing up, stretching, doing a jumping jack, going and washing my face can like giving me like a freshness feeling. Like just simple physical things like that can easily help throw off the tilt that could be creeping in, especially when you've worked so hard in the series to come back and win games 3 and 4. To lose game 5 in that fashion is going to be tilting, and it's going to be a measure of a good team to be able to play around that tilt.
Right. A lot of teams, utilize these tactical timeouts differently. Some you'll see they're talking the entire time and just trying to figure out, okay, what's the game plan moving forward? And others, like you said, just trying to just take a big sigh and a big breath of fresh air to get their mindset back in it. And for me, it's washing the hands, getting the sweat off the controller, and just making sure you got a good grip on that thing, because these next 5 minutes, you're not going to be able to settle it down. You're going to be hyped the entire time, and you got to make sure that you can just move forward. So right now, I agree with that. That's cool. Just take a moment, take yourself out of this, and then put yourself right back in.
And it seems like from just observing, I've never met any of the players of Oxygen, but it seems from observing them online and also in their comms, in the webcams there, they seem to be all decently reserved players. There's not like a huge hype man on their team, despite the memes we've seen them pull out. But here, game 5, starting off with a banger from NRG.
Great kick up there from Squishy, and Toasty just kind of turns that ball right over to Justin, but because of that demo, it just left things wide open on that back line. And all it took was 5 seconds for NRG to make a stand here in game number 6, sorry.
It's a long series. It stretches on. Justin through one, LJ over the top, and Squishy's going to try midfield, but no. Countered by Toasty, and then Garrett G out of the backfield will make a touch. LJ demolished, and another one onto Justin. Momentary 2v2 here as Krazik tries to get it to Toasty. Well played. No, it's too high. Justin will clear it to the outside, and LJ on the respawn will adjust to try and take control. Keep his team on offense. We've seen Oxygen have suffocating pressure across a few games, but it's not been the thing that's kept them in the win column. As Toasty's going to try one more time. Just runs into the ever-present domineering wall. NRG are not letting anything through.
Oh, they are standing tall on that back line, just unwavered. And you can just see the composure from the veterans here when everything is on the line. And a good challenge there from Justin to slow things up, allow Squishy to rotate in. But let's see what Toasty can do. Just fire on target. And I like that. Keep NRG on their toes.
Yeah, got a double commit out of him as well, but Garrett G with a monster clear will chase this one down and challenge Krazik in the corner. Gets it past him, and Toasty out of goal. Looks for Krazik now on the outside. Well positioned and well placed pass. Toasty, though, not going to be able to get the follow-up touch. Krazik will try to keep this one in the orange for now, but Justin with a clear out to Garrett G. Blocked at the point of contact by Krazik. Squishy wanted to move up and taking his time, was hoping that boost was going to spawn, I believe, because he knows he doesn't have enough to go through the air by himself. Garrett G with a clear, but it's demolished for his efforts. Now on the wall, Justin to chase it down and send it towards the goal. LJ will block one. Squishy now there into the corner. Thinks about what he should do for a moment. Chooses to go for goalies, but the hesitation means he won't really do much of anything. Justin now off the back wall. Toasty will get in his way, and LJ in the corner is going to try, but Justin not only picks up the boost, but bumps LJ out of the corner to try and throw off the defensive rotation from Oxygen. And now underneath, Toasty, this ball just lofted, hanging in the midfield. LJ will be the first one there.
Such a smart play there from Justin. Turned his car into a 90-degree angle there, just covering up as much as he could up and down. And you saw that 50-50 go in his favor. So smart with his car control there.
Now LJ into the corner. At halftime, only a 1-goal game, as close as you like. Justin now up against LJ. Gets reverse goomba'd by Toasty. Can't hold on to control. Now to the outside. Justin using all of his boost to stay on this one. Flip resets over the top of Krasix. And then gets a challenge off of Toasty. LJ's got to make the stop, but it'll be Krasix actually diving back in to make a play. Tight rotations here. Oxygen defense doing their best against an aggressive NRG. And NRG right now is happy to dump the ball into the backfield over and over again and then just send one player up to cause chaos. RLCS threw another one. Here's LJ now with time. 1:48 on the clock. And NRG on match point if they win this game. They're through to the grand finals of our third regional event for the North American Spring Split. LJ with a pass into Krasix, but nobody's there. Squishy all the way down the entire length of the field. The Howitzer will score goal number 2.
Yeah, I told you, man. Eventually, this is going to happen. Oxygen started pressing forward, more forward, and eventually just way too far. And Squishy saw it from a mile away and just booms that ball from his own net and extend the lead for NRG. But, Squishy gets back in time.
The kickoff nearly works, but no, NRG denies again. And now looking for goal number 3 on the other end. LJ will get a block. Squishy looking for the soft pass just to block the backboard defense. It's off to the corner and through another. Justin wants to move up. Toasty on the side. Oh, man. Justin will block them both, man. Justin's so solid in the challenge department. The final minute, 2 goals needed. LJ, if you can score here, it's an opportunity, but no. Krasix now.
Wow.
Open net. There's the first goal. They need one more.
Oh my, huge shot here, but a better challenge from LJ going up and Squishy. Oh no, a double commit on the back line. But Krasix does exactly what he needs to. And this is what I wanted to see, Wave. I wanted to see what the faces look like going into the final minute here. I want to see, okay, is Oxygen just talking like crazy? Are they getting out of control? I'm so ready to see what they're looking like.
They've gotten 1 goal, 45 seconds left. They will have to find a second, though, or their tournament ends here. Justin now. Up the midfield line, Krasix through 1. Squishy will be advancing from the backfield. Krasix will be the first one with the ball, but he's out. Boost gets bumped off of it. Now RLCS trying to close on this one, but the challenge game going in Oxygen's favor. Krasix quickly turns on this one, sends it to the goal line. Tie game with 27 left to go.
King Krasix coming out here in game number 6 off of this beautiful pass from LJ. And I love this. Work the defense from left to right and then back right to left, just snapping their necks on the defensive line.
And now NRG are going to have to go back to work if they want to avoid Game 7. LJ to the backboard as Justin will try to take control. It's past 1, but he's going to have to stay nice and close behind this one. And look at the challenges from Justin with no boost. All the way into the back third. But clear from Toasty will counter it. Now back down, 2 players on top of each other. Krasix gets an important clear, and he's trying to find LJ, but now it's over to himself. 3 seconds left. Overtime lurking on the horizon. We've had 1 overtime in the series, and it went Oxygen's way.
Oh, my.
Here we go again.
Oh!
Just wide. We'll go to overtime in Game 6. If NRG score, they're in the grand finals.
Oh, the #1 team you do not want to face here in OT, but LJ looking to end it early, but great defense from Justin. The fact that he can get up in time to not only save that, but place it into the corner where Squishy was waiting. My goodness, the kid is a mechanical monster.
Oh, RLCS making him look silly, but just barely catching the corner bumper of the last defender, so it goes wide. Infield pass, LJ's shot is good, but Justin's there. Now away. Through another. Toasty to chase this down and just try and find a retreating block. He'll get a boost grab so they can't get it. Oh no, it's through 2. Toasty gets the block. Important play as his teammates were completely flat-footed. First minute coming and going with both teams with opportunities.
Oh, wow.
Pass to Garrett. Well placed under the crossbar. Both defenders up. Can Squishy find a shot or does Krasix hold on to the ball? He stays near it. Squishy gets it away. Krasix gets the last touch. And Oxygen hold on defense.
Oxygen continue to just look like a penalty shot on defense. They're just lining up and just letting the ball smack them right in the face. I'm loving the composure right now. Zero fear on these kids' faces. Such a big moment for them right here in overtime.
As it's over 2, Justin will clear it away. Manages to stop it, Squishy on the backboard. He's got a lot of boost to work with here, but Krazik's going to try and challenge.
It's open.
Gets past one and past another one. Justin dives
What
back.
a
He gets the
save!
bounce on the goal line and gets the save on the inside out. Krazik's back to LJ. 2 defenders up. It doesn't matter. We're going to game 7.
What an offensive push here from Oxygen. And to cap it off with this pass in between Garrett and Squishy. Oh, that is picture perfect.
My goodness. That put that one on the box for Rocket League 2. The 2 defenders going up at the ball, just barely missing it. Beautiful, symmetrical play there. But man, NRG at the last moment, 8 shots, 8 saves, excuse me, no, 10 saves, 10 saves they put up in this game. 6 from Justin. He earned double savior medals here.
Jeez.
Justin doing so much work on this team, and yet still, we're going to game 7. They couldn't find the win.
This is incredible, and I love this. But man, it's because of those hard shots that are causing NRG, to jump so hard to get that save that it puts 1, if not 2 players out of position. And then all Oxygen is waiting for is just one pass to get that beautiful shot on target. And I agree, that right there, put that on Rocket League 2, right on the cover. Seeing Squishy and Garrett trying to catch up, man, that's awesome.
Yeah, for sure. Beautiful stuff there, and so close. Both the goals from NRG in this series, or in that game 6 there, coming on pretty open nets. They got the kickoff goal and then the howitzer shot from Squishy there. You thought it's all over, but no, they got to come back and try and handle it in overtime there, and Justin doing as much as he could. Garrett and Squishy at the last moment not able to find it. And I'm going back and like replaying the game in my mind, trying to think through the drives from NRG, and like, were there any moments of this is your shot and they missed? And I really don't feel like it was. The constant frontline defense from Oxygen shutting down shot opportunities kept them from ever really finding a meaningful way to throw the game.
Yeah, and we're just waiting on Justin to rejoin the game, some technical difficulties. But I agree, NRG, yes, they looked great, but Oxygen, it was just a flurry of bodies on their goal line that continued to get those diving saves, and somehow we're able to get those clears downfield. And it's so fun watching them, trying to emulate NRG with the small ball passing plays in midfield, but they're looking quick, they're looking hot. And if they can find their accuracy even just a little bit more, I think this could go their way.
Oh, absolutely. Oxygen playing at the exact same speed, matching the speed of NRG here. And that honestly, anytime a team goes up against NRG, that's the thing I'm the most concerned about, is can you match their pace? Can you keep clean play? Can you continue to pass the ball as well as you do normally, but at the same speed as NRG? And Oxygen, the answer is 100% a resounding yes, especially there in that game 6. The overtime infield pass to win it against 2 defenders that are both up for it there. If you're able to score that shot, you're able to win a series against NRG, and they've got one more game to try and do it.
And yeah, and just looking at my notes, so many goals that have assists tied to them. Not many unassisted. You see that one from Squishy, and that was just one of the few. It's so team heavy in this series. It's 1 pass, 2 pass, then we're going to start our offense. Not, okay, I'm going to take the ball and try and carry it downfield and do something insane. They're really going with high percentage offense instead of those low percentage flashy plays.
Yeah, no, this is the only way that it can work as well. The solo plays work when a team has time, when another team is not quite matching the pace, when Squishy's got a little bit of extra time with it. We saw like 1 or 2 plays from Squishy himself where he was able to put the goal in all on his own. But when the play is as fast as it is, there's really not room for solo plays. So you have to go to the passing game, and Oxygen has been nailing that the past few matches here. So we will be getting back into game 7 here in just a moment. I believe Justin is back in the lobby, so we'll get the series concluded on the Champions Field. But here's the problem, Soupy. Here's the problem. Oxygen is going up against NRG, who are still to this day the defending world champs. We've got Garrett G and Justin's name hanging here in the rafters. Squishy has also won a world championship. This is their home field.
This is true. And I'm very curious, right before game 7 starts, Champion Field, you can see the fireworks going off in the air, and you can bet your bottom dollar that the fireworks are going to go off on the field. But do you think NRG should have used a tactical timeout there heading into game 7, or just roll with the momentum?
I think that the players as experienced as they are here, I'm trusting them to make the decision that they think is best. Also, they got a little bit of a one with the whole Justin's PC going down for a second, so hopefully things are just fine. But yeah, I don't know. And if they were to lose Game 7, there'll always be the question, like, should they have done that? Would that have changed things? We'll never know. As Toasty takes a shot, Squishy gets a block. Low on boost department. But he's holding on the ball and holding on the momentum as well, so he'll be just fine. As Justin gets a touch, Squishy's going to be alone in this corner with this boost, but Toasty crashes it quickly and wins the challenge. Now NRG looking for Justin. LJ's on the backboard. Oxygen, one of the few kind of glaring weaknesses they've had has been just a lack of backboard presence. And that has improved as the series has gone on. LJ and Krazix, front of the box, double commit, but LJ holds on to the ball. First minute coming and going. A win from NRG, puts the ball into the corner. Squishy's trying to hold on to this one. He's got to challenge LJ. LJ has been such a nuisance for NRG's front line. What a save indeed as Justin takes that one off the backboard. Squishy.
And you can almost tell that it's a Game 7 without any context, with just how spaced out this field is and how defensive heavy it is. Not a lot of high-powered offense, not a lot of pushing into the offensive zone. They don't want to get caught out because this is one of those territories where one goal could be the difference maker.
Oh, absolutely. The goal, man, more tense. It's like, which moment's more tense? Overtime in Game 7 or 5 minutes beginning of the game in Game 7?
Right.
Obviously, it's overtime, but like, it's surprisingly close. Krazix here. Back away, Squishy sends the shot. It's going to go outside to Garrett G onto the backboard. Follow up from Justin. Possibly he's going to have space on Toasty here. Gets it past him, and now past Krazix as well. Is Squishy there to help? It's a cross, and here's Squishy in the air. Drops it in. Wow, that's NRG with goal number 1.
Great, powerful offense here from NRG. Justin gets it over 1, then goes through the corner to get it over 2, and you just got to feel bad for Krazix trying to reach that one, but Squishy smartly putting that ball low enough because he's starting to go, saw him start to go high.
The work was all done by Justin, and Squishy had the entire net just to shoot at. Just needed to place it well, and did so accurately. NRG on top. They've been on top a few games in this series, though. And we've seen the comebacks from Oxygen, so they are not out of the woods. Here's Garrett G with a lot of space to work with. It's off the crossbar and back out. Garrett G could not push it underneath. The defender's getting away enough. Now Krazix trying. Oh no, LJ bounces off the bar. Justin shoots in an open net. 2-0 NRG.
NRG just rolling right now, and Squishy with a little fake to make Toasty bite, and it leaves everything wide open after that, and Justin getting his mark here in game number 7.
2-0 for NRG. And if you're just now joining us, you might be breathing easy as an NRG fan, but no, this comeback has already happened twice in this series from Oxygen. Squishy moving back and trying to take control. Kraz is going to crash the corner. Gets it past 1. Garrett G will win this challenge. He's got enough boost to try and challenge Toasty as well, but Toasty gets it all by himself, and Justin and Squishy now out to Garrett G. Can he get it on the transition? LJ dives back on the retreat and gets the stop. That would have been goal number 3. What a pinch pass from Squishy and Justin.
Seriously, right on target to the streaking Garrett G downfield, and Toasty backline demo, but not going to do much as Garrett G had already gotten a clear, and here's Krazix looking for a shot. It turns into a pass, and big clear there from Squishy. All in for Oxygen Esports there. They're rushing back on defense. The demo comes out, and Squishy extends the lead to 3.
I feel like this has happened so many times where NRG struggles against a team until they get to game 7. And then it's, where was this NRG the whole time? Going in, getting the demolition, paving the way. It's like there's defenders in the net. We don't care. We've now scored. 1:31 left to go. And the comebacks I've been trying to hype up starting to seem a lot less likely, Subi.
Yeah, boy, what a save there. But yeah, going to game 7, and then they look up and see their names in the rafters, and they go, oh yeah, we're really good. Let's stomp them. And it's like, hey, just do that the whole time, guys.
Oh, here's an opportunity. No, the defender's gonna get this one as Squishy clears it away. No one from Oxygen able to touch it. Got both defenders out of goal. Garrett G, though, not able to quite read the ball properly. And now Kraz is going to pass out to LJ here. Maybe connects with Toasty in the midfield. Look at lots of passing options, but through to 1 minute remaining. Things not looking good for Oxygen. They've got so much work to get done. And the ball's in their box as NRG puts in a 4th goal, the nails in the coffin. It's just a formality from here.
One ticket has been punched to the grand finals. We're just waiting to see who's going to meet them there between Space Station Gaming and Team Envy. But NRG had to go the distance to get there, and Oxygen definitely made them work for it. And I am so impressed with this team, and I'm looking forward to see what the future holds for them.
We'll see what they do. Krazix to the outside. Justin now off the wall and back into the box, and they'll get one more for the row. They does not. Justin could not put that one between the posts. I thought he would. Toasty now down the other end of the field, not giving up just yet. Sends a shot on Squishy, puts it high. Krazix up with the follow-up, but cleared away by Garrett G, and that one really should be the nail in the coffin at this point. NRG for another final. Oxygen gonna have to look to future events as they want to play for a title here.
Justin just stole that away from Squishy. Oh, that was great. Squishy was like, cool, I'm gonna get my 3rd goal, another hat trick for me, and Justin said, nah, you're not.
Squishy says, excuse you. Oh, okay, nope. Not gonna happen. Does Toasty put it in his own net? They think about it. No. Game over. NRG in 7 take down Oxygen Esports and advance to the grand finals.
Yeah, GG's all around for all 6 players on the field, but ultimately NRG, the ones moving forward, and they really did look like the stronger team there, especially in Game 7. It didn't look like Oxygen could figure out anything on offense, defense, or the midfield. It was just NRG from start to finish.
From beginning to end here in the game, the only stats we see, 7 shots from Oxygen and 4 saves onto the monstrous 13 shots. Kind of an interesting storyline throughout the course of the series, of it starting with Oxygen getting a few games at that line, and then here NRG winning the series with 13 shots, 7 saves they had to put up in that one. But yes, well done to Squishy and Justin as well, carrying that series decidedly. We're gonna go to a quick break. When we come back, the other semifinal right here on your screen, Space Station taking on Team Envy. Who faces NRG in the finals? We'll find out after the break.